Hi everyone, Joe Vitale, American Retirement Advisors with the Gradient Investments Weekly Talking Point for the week ending April 18th, 2022. We hope you all had a great Easter, and hopefully we'll have spring before you know it, get rid of the snow. So let's get into stocks. The markets were closed last Friday in observance of Good Friday. Equities were down across all major indices, with the S&P declining 2.37%. The Russell 2000 was down 0.22%, and the NASDAQ lost 3.93%. So overseas, the developed markets, the EFA was down only 0.26%, while the emerging markets were down 0.67%. Now in the U.S., energy and materials were the best performing sectors, while technology and communication services were the poorest performers. Value, again, outperformed growth this last week. In fixed income, the yield curve steepened last week as the rate on the 2-year Treasury remained flat, while the 10-year yield rose 17 basis points and the 30 increased 23 basis points. So the 10-year finished at 2.83. And that, of course, as we know, the yield curve, if it's inverted, that's kind of a sign of a recession. So steepening is good, but with inflation, we're still going to see what's on the horizon and how things are going. Mortgage rates rose once again and now stand at 5.13% for a 30-year loan. A little crazy, thinking that last year we're just right around 2.5. Commodities, crude oil inventories jumped a surprising 9.4 million barrels in the first week of April versus the consensus expectations for a 400,000 barrel increase in supplies. Now overall, major global trading houses are planning to cut purchases from Russia's state-controlled oil companies in the next 30 days to fall in line with the European Union sanctions on Russia, so reducing available supplies. As a result, the price of West Texas crude rose 8.3% to over $106 per barrel. Now in economic data, the inflation at the consumer level was in line with expectations of 1.2% in March versus February, while core inflation, which takes out volatile food and energy, was 0.3%, below expectations of 0.5%. On a year-over-year basis, the all items index increased 8.5%, which is ridiculous. Now, notably, used car prices reversed the trend from significantly increases to a decrease of 3.8% for the month. Nearly all the high-level subcomponents in core goods are slowed. Inflation at the producer level was ahead of consensus expectations, rising 1.4% in March versus February, and 11.2% on a year-over-year basis. Very scary. It's a very high level of inflation. This represented the highest level since 2010. And core wholesale prices, excluding volatile food and energy, rose 0.9% versus consensus expectations of 0.5% gain. Now, for prices for processed goods for intermediate demand, an indicator of future prices for manufacturers, that rose 21.7% over the past year. Let's get into some company news now. JP Morgan, which is a G50, Core Select, Contrarian Choice Holding, reported earnings that missed consensus expectations, while core banking metrics were relatively strong. Income from investment banking also disappointed. So the chairman stated that the reserves for loan losses last quarter increased due to higher inflation and, of course, the war in Ukraine. So shares declined 5.52% for the week. Let's talk about Procter & Gamble, which is a G50 holding, increased its dividend by 5%. This dividend increase marks the 66th consecutive year that Procter & Gamble has increased its dividend and the 132nd consecutive year that it has paid a dividend. Yield on the new rate is 2.3%. As you remember, G50 holding, we talk about the increases, how you get big dividends. It's a great portfolio for staying the course regardless of the market volatility. That reoccurring dividend stream is really nice for income in retirement. So the stock was down, but 0.96% for the week. Let's talk about Southwest Airlines, which is a Contrarian Choice Holding and Core Select Holding, rose 13.39% for the week after major competitor Delta Airlines, ticker DAL, reported stronger quarterly results than anticipated, increasing prices, and disclosed that it had the highest booking ever over a 5-week period. And now you see too, I just heard that the mask mandate is off for the airports and the airplanes, which is good news if you're traveling, unless of course you want to wear masks. I will be traveling out this week, so that's it for this week. Thanks for being part of the ARA family. If you need anything, please feel free to call us at 855-756-5700 or go to our website at aradvisorsinc.com. Of course, visit our Facebook and YouTube pages and scan the QR code at the end so that you can subscribe to the newsletter or share it, because you probably already have the newsletter. God bless you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.